The common name for this one is a Cape gooseberry, and what it does is it gets all these pods on it. It spreads out and becomes bushy, but it's mixed up with a lot of other stuff here, and it becomes bushy, and when it's ready to eat, the husk becomes about this colour. And then you split the husk open like that, and there's the berry, but the berry, to eat it, the berry should be yellow. You can eat them, they're just hearty when they're green, but they're sweetest when they're yellow.
Okay, and they're native to this area too. I've heard of them, I've never actually seen one.
Yeah, no, they're native to this area
I sort of
too.
don't get into rainforest very much these days, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can actually give you one to try at home.
Oh, that's good.
And now I think we've also got inkweed here. We do. Inkweed can be used as a dye. Oh, this is not a good example though.
That's that flower there, is it?
Yeah, the berries have dropped off. The birds have taken the berries, or they've dropped off. But that's not a good example. It's inkweed. Can actually be used as a dye, or it can be used as ink for paintings, drawings,
Oh yeah,
writing,
yep.
all sorts of things.
So you can dye clothes with it and that sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah. It gets a very, very dark purple berry on it, red purple berry on it. There's a bit more of it down here, but it looks like the birds have taken all the berries. Here we've got one. There's a green berry on it. There's over here. There we go. Over here, here's the dark berries. Hang on, is it? Is that something eating it? Yep, they're the dark berries. But these are the ones here. They go to a bright pink purple colour, and you can squash them down into water. And you can either make ink or dye. No, that's just the seed.
Yep.
Yep, so the berries are gone.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is a tree fern, and I believe you can eat the soft part in the very top of it, but if you do, it kills the fern itself.
Okay, I've read on somewhere that it's a very good source of carbs. But yeah.
The Aborigines used to eat them.
Yeah, unfortunately it destroys a tree. Okay. Hang on, recording.
Okay. This plant is a bush and it's called a native honeysuckle. And at certain times of the year, usually in spring, it gets a yellow flower on that you can suck the honey out of. It's a bit late in flowering this year because we've had a colder season.
Okay. Can we get a close-up of a leaf on that, Lynn, just to give us a bit of...
Do you want it underneath as well?
If we could, please, yeah. Just to...
Okay, I'll get you. Okay, flat leaf and underleaf. This one's a bit affected, so try this one. See how healthy you're looking. Rightio.
Okay.
Maybe that's better for a top one.
And I'll just get a shot of the bark. Sometimes it helps to identify.
Okay, pull it down like that because I won't cut it because there's not many of them here.
Yeah, the light's not too good, but it'll have to do.
It has a smaller yellow flower than the ornamental honeysuckle.
Okay.
But you can still suck the honey out of it the same as the...
So you just suck it straight off the flower?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks Lynn. Okay folks, we're just walking along the creek line here and I just noticed this dead tree here, and if you look down towards the base you can see a bit of punkwood. I've got some in my hand just here. It's almost like cork and it's a little bit damp, so yeah, you've got some fire lighting material in here too. We're actually following the creek line, so it's much easier to walk along the creek, in the creek actually, than up along the banks. So yeah, we just noticed this. And that's another piece that Lynn's got there. It's a bit on the damp side, but
It wouldn't take long in the sun to dry it out.
no. Okay, that's good.
And it would be... This one's a sandpaper fig. And if you feel the leaves, both the top and the underside are coarse and like fine sandpaper, but the top side is the coarser part, and you can actually use that in sanding things down.
Okay, yeah, I've got one here in my hand, a leaf off it. That's the underside of it. And yeah, at the top, it does feel like sandpaper, very fine grade, you know. So they come and use for bushcraft, particularly softwoods, that sort of thing. Don't know how you go with on bone and that sort of thing, but
Not on bone,
no,
it's only soft stuff.
very soft stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's great.
There's a larger one out the front of the house.
Yep.
So it's different again.
Excellent. Okay folks, we're just heading back now.
Okay.
We decided that it was much easier to walk along this creek. It's not very deep, it's very muddy in places, rather than try and get our way through this stuff up here. So you can see the mud that's been stirred up if we've been walking. It's much easier to navigate through this type of bush. But what we've got to do when we get back is check ourselves for ticks and leeches. And make sure we haven't got any. I've also got wet boots and socks. And it's one of those things in the bush, you get that sort of problem. So get your feet dry and your boots dry as fast as you can. You don't want to be stomping around in that all day because it does untold damage to your feet. And I have seen situations where people have been walking around all day in wet socks and boots, and the skin actually peels off the soles of their feet, another source of infection. So we'll push on. Okay.
This is an almost ripe berry of the Cape gooseberry that grows wild around here. And if you move up here a bit further, you'll see the pods before they've opened. These are the colour they are when they start to ripen. Now this one may not be ripe. No, it's died. The birds have eaten this one, but that's what they do look like, and they get a brighter yellow than that. But you can still eat them at that stage. Here's a green one in a case there. That one's starting to ripen.
Okay.
And there is a difference. You can tell the Cape gooseberry. The Cape gooseberry has, there's another type that looks like this that grows around here as well. It has a white stem. This one has a darker stem. This is the one you can eat.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
I'd forgotten about that part of it.
Okay. So the one with the darker stem is the one you can eat?
This is the one you can eat.
Yep.
Yep, the one with the white stem you don't.
Can I get another shot of the underleaf on that, please,
Yep.
Lynn?
There's a pod.
And I'll just fly my way around with this camera.
Yeah, no, there you go. There's a few pods there.
Yep. And that's
That's a furry leaf. And it's got slight little hairs all the way across the stems.
okay.
All the way around them.
All right. Thanks, Lynn. I'm getting a sixth sense we should get.
This is a native Toowoomba violet. You can actually eat the flowers off it. And the difference I don't know the difference between what's classed as a Toowoomba violet and the real Toowoomba violet, but this is the real Toowoomba violet. And it has a very strong violet smell. It can be used in cooking, in salads, in cake decorating, all sorts of things like that.
And are the leaves edible or just the flower?
Not that I know of, only the flower.
Okay. All right. And that's native to this area?
That's native to the Toowoomba area,
Yeah.
which we're part of.
Okay. Okay folks, that's pretty well wraps up this session. Just got back, Lynn's off checking us off for ticks and leeches at the moment. So we've just walked back down this creek behind me. We've gone up to the left, probably a kilometre or so. So pretty thick through there. We found a lot of interesting stuff. There's some plants we couldn't find because the undergrowth was just too thick. We actually had to walk in the creek to get through. And that Cape gooseberry I ate was Lynn's chook pen, and there is a snake known to be in there, and you get a sixth sense about these things. I know he was in there somewhere, that's why I wanted to leave in a hurry. So next we're going to have a bit of a break, and then Lynn's going to show me a limestone water hole that was used around here back in pioneering days. They actually used the limestone to make homemade soap. I wasn't aware of that being one in this area, being mostly volcanic, but hey, you learn something new every time. Find out where these things are, but with local knowledge might come in handy one day. Alright folks, catch up with you later.